Hi everyone, this is Miss Christensen, a language arts teacher, and I am here to talk to you about a quarter-long reading assignment that we expect every 7th grade student to participate in, and that is to read at least one book of their choosing for independent reading, and then transform that into a book talk and video. And I like to call it I read too because that's just what I like. So you might hear me refer to this project as I read as well. Now, the bookgram must be appropriate for you as a reader based on length, difficulty, genre choice, of course, for school appropriateness, whatever. But one way to do that is if you know your reading level. If you don't know your reading level, you can talk to your language arts teacher and she can look things up for you from where you were last year to recommend books at your level. Another way to do this is if you would just grab a book and start reading it. If you can't get through a few lines without stumbling over words or not understanding what they're saying, well, then you know that book is too difficult for you. Likewise, don't pick books that are too easy for you either. Just because they're short, it's not going to mean that it's more fun to read. In fact, it'd probably be even more boring to read a book that's too easy for you. Again, just talk to your teacher if you really need books that are appropriate for you. Then you must also find a book that you've never read. Here at Westside, we are pretty familiar with the books that we teach in elementary schools, both for read aloud and for book club. So we just want to make sure that you're not trying to pull one on us and find a book that you have already studied. That's no fun for anybody. And then you must have access to this book every day, whether you're in class or at home, because we expect you to read at least 15 minutes a day. And of course, that means you have to read at home and maybe while you're at school. So even if the book is online on your laptop or whatever, that's fine. But maybe carrying a paperback with you in your backpack is also a good choice. You also must pick a book that you can finish by the due date. Okay, we are going for about mid-October, and that means you have a little over a month to read this book. So if I pick up a giant Harry Potter book that's 500 pages, I might not be able to finish it in one quarter. So again, just think reasonable. Take the book pages and divide it by 30 days to see, okay, if it's a 300-page book, I have to read this in 10 pages a day. That you could be able to manage pretty easily, I think. And again, that means that you might need to read outside of class to get those 30 pages done a day or whatever. Now, when you find a book that you are happy with and you are going to read for this quarter, you'll see here in blue there is a book choice form that you should click when you have found the great book. And when you click this, I don't know if this will work. Let's try it. Okay, this Google form opens up and you will see that it goes through the expectations again, and then it will ask you for your first and last name, your language arts teacher, the title of the book, and the author. And then you submit. Now, hopefully this form is editable, so if you change your mind later, you can always open the form again and modify it. We would like this book to be chosen and the form to be submitted by September 9th. So that means you have about, 10, 11 days to still find a book and make sure you will read it from cover to cover. Now, again, how can you find really good books? Well, one way is to, of course, check them out from the school library. However, with COVID and all that, they don't really want us in the library touching all the books. So Miss Setvite, our librarian, has created this fun situation where you can pick a book by form. Again, let me try to open that up. And then you submit this to her. And here's the link to the library catalog if you're not sure which book you want already. But then you would type your title of the book that you want right here. And it says like no more than 5 titles, okay? And then here they're like, oh, I don't even know what book I want to read yet. So maybe she would help you find 2 books based on your preferences. So if you love adventure books and horror books, you would click those 2 things, and then Miss Setvite would try to find some books that might make you happy, and then you would decide which one you want to check out. And you would return the other, or keep both of them, whichever. So then when you submit this, she will get the books for you and get them ready for you to get them in a class, and then you get to take them home and everything like that. This video right here is her explaining this whole procedure, and we will probably put this as a separate file on Classroom. Otherwise, you can watch this video by opening just the slideshow. Here is again an active link just for the library catalog where you can search for books. Other ways to get books, of course, is to find them at home. Look around in your living room or your sister's room or whatever, and just find a book you've never read before. And then there is the public library, and these audiobooks can be checked out with just your library card, but do it online. So here's an active link for that. You might try it if you have a library card. Other places to look would be like from Amazon, or I know even iBooks have a lot of free books that you can read or start to read, or audiobooks that you can sample. The classroom libraries, every language arts room has books that you can check out and take home. So ask your teacher. And then the other way is through Scholastic book orders, which you may have done in elementary. This is the active link to get to this web page. When you get to this web page, you'll want to go to this section called Connect to Your Teacher. And you're going to go to a bottom section that will say like Connect to Your Teacher, Find My Teacher. And then you put in our zip code, which is 68124. You find Westside Middle School, and then you will find this teacher name section, and you will find, oh, there's Miss Christensen, and there's Miss Sedlacek. So whoever you have, you would click their name, and then it will ask you to build an account where you have to put your email in and set up some payment online, like with a credit card or a debit card. And then the books are shipped to school, and your language arts teacher will give them to you. Oh, by the way, about book orders, Miss Sedlacek and I are planning on giving you paper copies of the book order when we are back in class together. Okay, now this is a little premature for us to talk about the assessment, but just a heads up of what you will have to do. Right at the end of first quarter, you'll be able to start working on the video book talk and upload it for us so that we can all share it and see it with the other Knights and your teachers. Now, your book talk must include the title and author, a brief summary about the protagonist, the main conflict, and then you can rate the book out of 5 stars and let us know if you would recommend it to others and why. We are looking for an average of 1 to 3 minutes. And there's a couple ways to do this. One is just to use like your cell phone and video yourself talking. Or another is to kind of narrate slides like with what I'm doing right now. But we'll worry about that later. Now, we were going to start to share, this whole quarter, we're going to share teachers giving you book talks. And Miss Cheryl, a teacher from 7C, is our first teacher to share her book choice with us. And it is called Wild Bird by Wendelin van Dranen, or something like that. And again, this video can't be played while I'm narrating, but I will let you see it on Classroom. Or, like I said, you can go to the slides file and open it from there to watch as well. Well, that's all I have for now. So once you get done with this, go back and watch Miss Setvites and Miss Cheryl's videos, and then find your book. And once you find your book, you go and click the form telling us what book you have chosen. So until then, that's it. Thank you.